Hi, this is Jim. I'm going to show some steel guitar stuff on a tune I wrote called Roy, which is on Patreon, etc. You might have had it. But now it's called Until We Meet Again. Here it is. It's just a little solo thing. Okay, let's go through that. All right, that's what we're going to do. So we start with prefacing chords with the 4 chord, and I did it obviously here, like when we go to G, I play a C triad. On A, I do a 4, and we'll get there. But these are that, like that's like a G, Now, I have specific fingerings written, and I strongly recommend doing them. Please do these fingerings. So we have 2 here and 4 here. Here is second finger on A on the 14th fret. That's finger 2 on the 14th fret. And 4th finger, little finger on the 15th fret. And this one you do kind of 2 parts. And you have your first finger help push up the second finger. And I use middle for the high string, but you don't have to. That's pick. That's finger. Okay. Then after that, your second finger's still on the 3rd string. But 3rd finger, finger 3, goes to F sharp. You have to take 4th finger off. And make sure you're bending this up to B, okay? So check it out. Check it out, then bend. Yeah, sounds like I'm getting it. Sorry, that was too far. That's good. Then you just move this down to the 9th fret, and that's 3rd diagram, top row. And you do it kind of backwards. Again, second finger still on the 3rd string, and then you put 4th finger down as it was before, and you bend. So. And that's the first part of this solo. Sorry, the rhythm's a little low. So I'm doing some slides. Okay, now we go to a G chord, and I basically do the same thing. But I play them both at the same time. But again, it's like that 4/1 cadence of CG. Then down to here, and I go. And that's hard because it's an unassisted bend, and it's a pre-bend. And we're just bending up to C. Okay, and that's going to happen again. Then we are, hey, I have it written in. Then we go. Okay, and that's a slide. Second diagram, row 2. It's harder to read than it is to play. Just go. Okay, and then, so that's... Okay, now we're in the first ending, and we go same kind of shape. First finger's on A, second finger's on D flat or C, let's call it C sharp. And we go. So, no bend, bend, no bend, bend, no bend. Okay, so that's maybe tricky, I don't know. And that's a major 7. Here it is with the rhythm that's hard to hear. Okay, now we do double stops, you know, fancy word for 2 notes at the same time. Where are they? Where are those frisky devils? Okay, third diagram, row 3, and we just go. And we're on B minor. And this is B minor too, but we bend. Okay, it could be called D, you know, but it's B minor because it's F sharp and D, which is the 5th and the minor 3rd of B minor. And then that's hard. You could go, and that's hard too, but okay, that's what I do in real life. Then we're on, I don't know where we are. I know that's what we play, but I can't find it. So we got... Okay, third diagram, row 4. Same thing, but backwards then. So that's over the A. And it sounds real steely because there's a B, there's a 9 there, and a lot of steel guitar is just tuned to a 9th chord. So, then we do. Again, pay attention to the fingerings because it makes life easier. Of course, I can't find it. Half these videos are me trying to find stuff. Hey, I found it. Third diagram, row 6. And we go. Okay? And it's written there. Third, fourth, and fifth diagram of row 5. Row 5. I think I said 6. Sorry. This is what we got so far. Okay, now we do go to the top, okay? And because I really want you to get this. Then it's same thing. Now we jump to the second ending. That's first diagram, last diagram, row 5. So we do like the beginning, because it's written, we go to the beginning. Then we're on the second ending. Okay, and we just go right to the B minor. And then we do, and that's going to the D. Then we go to the G. Then, okay, so that's like the second part. So here's both parts. I hope that I kind of rushed through that, sorry. Yeah. The top. To the second ending. Then we go. Let's look at that. Stop. There we go. Okay, my printer broke this yesterday. Let's see here. These are the last two things I printed out. Good. Okay, this is written as that. I do a little slide. Now, we are going to the G chord, so we preface the C. And that's where there's a little B, and there's just a triad. C, G, C, G. And these are like playable, you know, they aren't like, you know, they sound really good. I play them, I mean, I maybe take the path of least resistance, but I play them all the time. Then we do the same thing over A, which is fourth diagram, row 2, page 2, yeah. Then I do something fancy here. And that something fancy is second diagram, row 3, fourth diagram, row 3. It's like, you just lower the top note, okay? So you get yourself a nice chord. Then over the B minor, all we do is this. Okay, so it's different inversions of B minor, starting with B flat minor, you know, then B minor, then the B minor down here, just like this chord, but with different fingerings. And how did I write this out? Yeah, I do this. I wrote it out that way kind of for your benefit. I play a full chord, then a G chord, and that G chord is just with the fifth on the bottom. Think of it as like it's in your bar chord. So I almost accidentally played the chord. Okay, so that's the whole bridge. Okay, we're almost done. Where are we? Fourth diagram, row 4, and we go. So that's going to D, to G. Then we do, you know, I have it written out, but you could slide it. Then I do the big cherry on top. So that's just, as I covered, I think, a couple weeks ago, this is harmonics on the 7th fret, 4th string, 3rd string, and 2nd string. It's a D chord. It's just those notes, like in the D, you know, everybody's favorite chord. And then I do a behind the nut. Okay, and so here's the whole solo. Okay, so that's some steel guitar stuff that I know is usually pretty popular amongst the troops. And you know, there's guys better at it than me, but that's kind of what I do. You know, I just do sixths and stuff. I used to try to do these super dupers, you know, things. Once in a while I still do, but these, you know, cut through and they sound good, and you know, they're steel guitar-ish. I never play steel guitar licks when I'm playing with a steel guitarist, by the way. You know, if you listen to Leon Rhodes and Buddy Charlton or Jimmy Bryant with Speedy West, those guys, the guitarists, play kind of jazz, but they certainly just play single note lines. You know, they're not all proud going to their steel guitarist who probably does that with one arm tied behind my back. It's just my experience. I'm not saying it's yours. Your steel guitarist, if you're lucky enough to play with one, might love it, but generally mine did not. Anyway, I hope that's clear, and I hope that's fun, and pay attention to the fingerings. Keep trying to find new music. There's tons of music out there, international music that, you know, I discover all the time. And at some point, maybe I'll share that with you. But meanwhile, have a great day.